Hello everyone, my name is Poppers, and today we will be looking at level 993 of the backrooms, called The Sky's Limit. I do want to make a mention before I start this that this is a very well designed page on the fandom. I know we've read a lot of mixed levels in the past, and I really believe that this one has, other than the neon level, I can't remember its name now, has the best designed page for it I've ever seen. So, like, it's got clouds, it really fits the theme. I also want to mention this picture is one of a couple. Unfortunately, this is the only picture relating to the level I was able to get. I thought about cropping the image from a screenshot of the page, but unfortunately these things are not evenly shaped, and I don't feel like cropping in the middle of it. So, there is one picture. You can look on the site if you're interested. And another thing, I think what I'm going to start doing is leaving links to the pages of these levels. Now, this level is pretty long. I want to go ahead and say that if you can't tell by the video's length. Also, another thing, and then I promise we'll get going, but I have sort of come up with a new schedule idea. I'm thinking maybe every other day or something of the sort, at the very least once a week. Being consistent is a difficult thing for someone like me, and I think my past uploads highlight that. So, I'm going to try to upload at least once a week, but with college, I might miss a week. Anyway, let's get started. This page is under rewrite. Reason. I'll always want to kill this page because of how it's written. So I'll be revamping the page. I want to make it more accurate to my vision anyway. Tagged Anonymous, the Agent Anonymous. Original author, the Agent Anonymous. Rewrite by the Agent Anonymous. In parentheses. There's more room for rewriters. Contact me if you want to help. Rewrite progress, 0%. Make sure to check back later to see if the rewrite has been completed. Please coordinate with the user rewriting the page and refrain from abandoning your projects, as this has happened multiple times. To add on to this, I myself am a bit of a writer. I have a couple of things that I like to say I'm usually soft working on, like coming up with new ideas. One I plan on reading on here in the future. It's called Labyrinth. But yeah, don't abandon your projects. If you can help it, obviously. Level 993, The Sky's Limit. Survivability Index, Class 0. Exit 0 out of 5. 0 out of 5. Guaranteed exit. Environment, 1 out of 5. Low environmental risk. Entities, 0 out of 5. No hostile presence. Description. Level 993, vernacularly named The Sky's Limit, is an endless series of brightly lit rooms, with each room's brightness coming from the many windows dotting the walls. Although several rooms symbolize the top floor of an office building, many other oddities, features, and rooms within the level range from grocery stores to clothing stores to essential convenience stores. A remarkable level's features hold its size adhering over 38,000 feet above and in the clouds. The level is attached in unchanging daytime. Although there's no sun, many wanderers dub this level the top of the backrooms, for the absence of entities, the infrequent environmental dangers, and the lack of overall jeopardy. The level immediately elicits a sense of nostalgia, given its amicable and delicate nature. Along with the windows casting the sky, the level is bathed in a light blue light, constantly counting to the level's otherworldly feel. A dark blue color daubs all the windows, owing to the fluorescent lights spattering the level's roof. The level retains many air conditioners, emitting a faint, steady hum. Therefore, the temperature is comfortable, varying 68 degrees Fahrenheit, 20 degrees Celsius to 80 Fahrenheit. To 80 Fahrenheit, 26.6 Celsius. Wanderers have conveyed the hums to soothe them down, including other beings. Wanderers can face brands with the company name and logo colloquially named Skyspace. Grocery stores. The grocery stores in the level are distinguishable from the level. They embrace a total area of 4,525 square feet, retaining a source of food ranging from fruits, vegetables, various beverages, frozen meals, clothing, medication, and other necessities. Therefore, they provide a foundation for a colony establishment. The difficulty of entering the level is insubstantial, resulting in no colonies or outposts hitherto. The ceilings of the grocery store contain a relaxing landscape, owing to the clouds and the blue sky. Thus, the ceilings of these areas will invariably state the sky in an oversized window. Once in the grocery store, the shelves can conceal various items, holding price tags labeled $0. The freezers at the grocery stores appear to retain an appointed temperature ranging from -5 Celsius to, rarely, -10 Celsius. Despite the lack of substantiation of anyone working for the company Skyspace, searching for skyspace.org on any computer in the level will show that many products are, nonetheless, to be released, instantly spread out around the level's areas corresponding to their description most reasonable. Following some searching, as of August 23rd, 2025, the website skyspace.org does not exist. Anyway, components. Cloud milk. Advertisements state, the texture is exactly like the sky. Drink cloud milk and you'll feel like your head is in the clouds. Cloud milk stands excessively gelid, radiating a soft glow and holding a texture fitting flawlessly to the sky. It imparts an unfamiliar sensation to those who consume it, and they declare it discerns like harboring in the sky. It is unassailable to drink and seems to be unsusceptible to liquid pain. As one gazes into the container, one might notice delicate, wispy patterns gently swirling within the liquid. These patterns evoke shifting shapes and tranquility of accurate clouds, counting a sense of movement to the milk's appearance. That's the image currently on screen. Cloud pills are a shape of medication designed to enhance one's awareness of surroundings, simultaneously boosting general mood. The pills bear a translucent capsule with a thick, textured, cyan-colored, cotton candy-flavored liquid. The vial in which one finds holds a typical prescription pill bottle with the sticker of a cloud anointed the Black Cloud Medicine Distribution. There is no additional printed information regarding the medicine on the bottle. Cloud Refresh. Cloud Refresh is a soft drink similar to those on Earth. When ingested, it seems to stimulate the imagination and creativity of the wanderer utilizing the product, inspiring their artistic side. Furthermore, it can also quench the wanderer's thirst, living up to its name. This product's form differs from wanderers. It's almost abstract, existing within clouds, yet reports on the diverse appearances of this product remain untitled and unverified. Indeed, this product seems fascinating, although it could conceal hidden truths. Conversely, the taste of this product is exceedingly sweet, even sweeter than almond water. Yet this sugar seems to have no adverse effects on the wanderer's health. Despite the benevolent use of this gracious product, appearances can be deceiving. Many wanderers misuse Cloud Refresh due to its sweet taste, ushering to addiction. On the other hand, it can also serve as a unifying drink within the wanderer's community, linking them across various levels in the backrooms and possibly aiding them on their journey. Offices. The offices are likely the paramount seat of where Skyspace products originate, and a series of hallways connect them. The offices harbor water dispensers, carry ice-cold water, or occasionally cloud milk. The desks scatter computers and papers. The papers introduce the notion of new items within Skyspace. However, the higher-ups reject most of them. Wanderers presume it is an organization that runs Skyspace. The PCs additionally display new item concepts and apps, showing conversations between the countless people working there. Addendum. Below are some of the knowledge notes and the like uncovered at the level. Logs. Log 1. Lined paper found in an office room. After being cooped up in nothing but buildings for years, it sure is nice to see the sky again. I've been wandering among this wretched place for a long damn time, trying to get home to my family. I've longed to see the day and, in general, Earth. Although I've learned a lot in my time here, it's still mostly dangerous here, even if there are safe levels. But the coolest thing about this level, I'm gonna have to say, the various objects and items here. Stuff that can't be produced back home, like almond water, with many element compounds that have yet to be found or produced on Earth. I wonder if I can bring this stuff back. I mean, just look outside. I'm sure the front rooms is right there outside the window. But if I jumped out, I would fall to my death, without any way to slow my fall. There's always a twist to levels that brings you back home. Every single one does. It's like the backrooms itself is stopping you from leaving, like some endless purgatory. Written by an unknown wanderer. Logs. Log 2. A note found in a store. This place is like level 0, but heaven. The fact that I can see the sky again brings me such joy, knowing the world is right outside the windows. But what scares me is how I feel when I look down. It feels like I'm floating in the sky. I remember MEG releasing an article about somebody falling to their death when jumping from this level from a window. So I want to take the necessary precautions, find a parachute. But no matter how many stores I found, they don't have any parachutes. I'm not gonna stop searching. My home is down below. So close, yet so far. At least there's an abundance of my favorite foods, books, drinks, and all that. I wonder if I could spend my life here, watching the clouds drift by. Written by Allison. Documents. Document 1. Knowledge obtained. I could say this is the better side of what the backrooms has to offer. This level is by far one of the safest I've seen in my time here. No entities, almost no environmental dangers, and an abundance of necessities. But what baffles me the most is the front rooms, right outside the windows that hold one captive. There are the windows placed every now and then, showing a clear blue sky. There are many clouds that drift by, and it's a beautiful sight when you had to endure 9 years of hell. I will keep searching for everyone. Written by an MEG employee. Documents. Document 2. A note found on a computer. The backrooms does offer some mental help. This level is like heaven. Heck, you have everything you need to keep yourself sane, fed, and well hydrated. But it has one thing we want that the level does not have. A way to safely get home. The front rooms are right outside the windows. You can enter the front rooms if you wish to fall to your death. I strongly believe there is a way out, but I must keep exploring. Written by an unknown wanderer. Lore pieces. Lore 1. A note found on a computer. I stand, I watch, I study. It is what makes the backrooms a treasure trove of lore, discoveries, and things that is unknowingly existing outside of humanity's knowledge. But with great treasure, great reward comes at a cost, and that cost is the alien-like dangers that lurk every corner, forcing you to run, forcing you to be aware of your surroundings, rather than what you are searching for. This place, I believe, will contain much things, just waiting to be uncovered. I'm sure of it. But it is soon time to move on and leave what is left behind here. It will be years before we know every nook and cranny of this place. That's a given. Written by John Langbian. Notes. Note 1. A crumpled up paper found in a closet. Finally, I found something. The perfect place. At last, that's what I thought. Until I found out where the windows led. I can't keep losing my pencils and pens like this. I've lost 20 of them in the past month. It's still better than all that other hell. I believe this has the potential to awaken me. Maybe even further than I thought. It's a gem, I tell you. A gem! Almost too good to be true. I guess I was wrong when I told my old pal Lorne there was no good in the backrooms. This really brings out the balance, even if it is rare. I feel like I'm at the top of the world, though I guess I am. But I'm having these thoughts again. This deja vu keeps entering my mind everywhere I look. I see numbers 58730. This company associated with old arcade games. Like that old level with the singular arcade game run by that woman from the void. This is all too confusing for me. Everywhere I go, I think, this isn't how it's supposed to be. Even in that place, I think of twins, eyes red and blue, different sub-levels. This is a place to clear my mind and not overthink everything again. I should stop writing. I can't keep doing this to myself. Written by The Awakened. Discovery. This level is said to have been discovered by a man, supposedly named Dexter, who was wandering the backrooms in level 9, on the verge of becoming a stage 1 wretch. He glimpsed the windows of one of the houses were displaying a sky. Upon entry, the wretched cycle seemed to cease. Word got across fast, and soon wanderers endeavor entry in different ways. Unfortunately, Dexter parted after attempting to flee by jumping out of the window. Entities. Sheer infrequent glow folk used to raise their sparks and flames on this level. They reportedly found it satisfactory. However, the remaining glow folk that inhabited the level peacefully left to learn more concerning their raised sort on the neon levels. Wanderers have not seen further entities within this level, and any hostile entity that somehow manages to enter this level supposedly leaves in a panic as if it is afraid of the level itself. Colonies and outposts. Although it is feasible to make a colony or outpost within this level, despite the oddity of wanderers, most wanderers prefer not to. They deem it excessive. Entrances and exits. Entrances. Entering a house, displaying the sky in the windows on level 9. This occurrence is very rare. Jumping out of a building in level 11, however, has a higher chance of resulting in one's death. Exits. No clip into the ground to get into the attic. No clip into the trash. No clip into a trash can or find a door with a cloud engraved in it to get to level 993.1. Jumping out the window will inevitably send one to the front rooms. However, this method of leaving will send one 38,000 feet in the sky. Attempting this method of leaving is not recommended, as parachutes cannot be found or brought to this level. So, that was certainly a level. The writing, it's not my favorite, I will say that. There's some questionable word choices, though that could be a fault on my part for not quite understanding what the author was meaning. I think, like I said at the beginning, it's a very well-designed page, and I love the aesthetic. I also like the concept that no parachutes or any method of slowing a fall can be brought to this level. It sort of sends the message that you can stay peacefully, but as long as you're here, you can't go home. You can see it, but that's it. It also made me think, where in the front rooms would it be? What would you see when you jump out of a window? A building? Say you were able to jump out of a window and spin. Make a 180. Would you see a building that you jumped out of? Would there be an actual building when you hit the ground? Or would there just be nothing? It's interesting to ask yourself these questions. Also, at the beginning, the survivability index. This is a message to level writers, any that might be listening to this. Come up with a consensus. Survival difficulty is fine, use that. I mean, having your own system, I guess, makes sense, because that could have an in-lore explanation, right? You could say, well, this report was written by this group and this by another. That could also explain the different writing styles, because the different groups might have different ways of writing these things. Overall, very interesting concept. Also, sorry for all of the cuts. If you noticed them, there are quite a few. But I'm trying to get to a point where any micro interruption, like scratch, an itch or something, to minimize any audio, like any audible disturbance. I have a fan going so as to muffle a lot of this sound, but as you might expect, a lot of it is inevitable. I could edit the video, I certainly could, but even trimming the video sometimes is a little bit difficult. But I'm learning, still, even after all of these years. It's almost hard to believe that I started this, my freshman year of high school? And I'm now a freshman, in college. But yes, I love all of the different items. I especially appreciate the effort to coming up with things like Cloud Milk, Cloud Refresh. Though the Cloud Milk image looks very surreal. I suppose that's the point, though, isn't it? Well, I certainly enjoyed reading this, as clunky as its wording might have been at some points. And I think we have an idea for our next level. Just as a preview, I think I'll take a little look at what level 993.1 has to offer. Oh, alright, a cloudy background. Ooh, we get some weird core imagery. And these images are nice because I can actually right-click them and copy them. If you're wondering how I make these videos, well, I'll tell you. You see, I find a level I want to read, either on the fandom or, the Wikidot, and I'll grab any relevant images via right-clicking and clicking copy image. And on Discord, I'll go to, any DM really, and I'll Control V the images into there. And on my phone, which is where I record these from, I save the images, put them into an app called Clips, and I record. So, there's my process, and if that sort of explains to you a little bit of the shortcomings of these videos, then, at least now you know. But very fun level, and I do believe I have a next level in mind. I am a particular fan of weird core imagery. Looks like this one's a little bit harder to survive. But anyway, I certainly enjoyed our time together, and I hope you did as well. I have been iPopris, and I will see you next time. If you enjoyed, feel free to like, comment with an idea, or maybe an idea for a story. I know lots of people aren't that great at writing, but they do have good ideas. If you want me to act on an idea, I will certainly give you credit, as is obvious, for the idea. If you want me to expand upon it. Or if you want to submit a story of your own, feel free to tell me, and I'll take a look at it. Anyway. Also, subscribing and turning on notifications is a great way to know whenever I upload. Though it's inconsistent, I'm getting there, or trying to, and that's what counts. Anyway, I will see you next time.